with the jail sentence. The judge's stiff punishment now making headlines, and now the sleepy offender went before that same judge again. ABC's Diane Macedo is here with what happened next. Diane, good morning.
Whit, good morning to you. There was no oversleeping for this court appearance. DeAndre Somerville asked that judge to reconsider his sentence after spending 10 days behind bars for missing that day of jury duty. Now, DeAndre says jury duty was the first time he ever set foot in a courthouse. Now, after a new ruling by the judge, it looks like he'll be spending a lot more time there.
I've never been in jail. I'm not made for jail.
This young man is now working to clear his record after spending 10 days behind bars for missing jury duty.
This was an immature decision that I made, and I paid the price for my freedom.
21-year-old DeAndre Somerville was sworn in as a juror for a civil case in August. He was scheduled to appear the next morning, but says he missed his alarm and overslept. Rather than heading to the courthouse or alerting the bailiff, Somerville went to work, not knowing there would be major repercussions. A few days later, he was served with a summons and appeared before a judge. The presiding judge, John Kastronakis, said Somerville's absence delayed the trial by 45 minutes. The judge originally sentenced Somerville to 10 days behind bars, 1 year of probation, 150 hours of community service, and a $223 fine.
He made the decision himself that it wasn't important for him to come back to court.
But Judge Kastronakis is now reducing the probation to 3 months. Somerville's mother says she's relieved at the decision.
So I'm glad that everything was lessened. So I appreciate the judge for doing that.
Somerville now calls the experience a lesson learned.
I'm able to tell the next person who may feel like, oh, jury duty is stupid, I don't need to come. It's not stupid, it's a civic duty.
All right, so that was that video. T, any thought?
Wow. I mean, I think he was actually a juror. He got selected, and he didn't show up for his. Hey, that's the law, right?
Yeah, but I think so. I don't even want to put my business out there because I don't want them to call me. I don't want them to call me. So he was chosen, and I think that's what magnified this one. Yeah. I think if they like they send it in the mail, right. If they send it in the mail and you're not on the case, you ain't gonna get it. But when I heard it first, I was like, what? It's an eye opener, but no, he was actually chosen. He was actually chosen.
So he actually went to jury duty.
Yeah, I think you have to call the number.
He was chosen, and he was supposed to go back for the case. And he didn't show up for the case. Because I went through that jury duty process when I had in my car accident. We had to select a jury, and they were on different days. So the following day or whatever, when the case started, then the jury show up. So he didn't show up, and he didn't call to say, "Hey, I overslept." They probably had alternates, but he was a main juror, and even they didn't want the alternates to hear the case as well.
Do y'all think he really overslept?
Even if it doesn't, I think so. You think so?
That was his excuse.
So his biggest mistake was he didn't call to say, "Hey,"
because now it looks intentional.
Right, he should have called.
And what made it worse was he went to work.
Yes.
Again, makes it look intentional.
Yep, if you overslept and you showed up late, it wouldn't have affected the case as much because they understand people are going to show up late. And when you go the first day, you ain't going right to the stand. They prepping you going through, you know what I'm saying?
And the other thing is I lost my thought on what I was going to say. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Listen, 45 whole minutes. It's a travesty of justice. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on. 45
minutes. Punishment.
You give me a year probation because the trial was 45 minutes late. Ooh, that's ridiculous.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. All right. This is why it makes a difference, right? If they select you for a trial, right? Depending on the case, right? We're thinking about it as like we're just only looking at his circumstances. If it's like a murder trial, or if it's your life depending on it, and it may cause a mistrial, that's all it takes.
Okay, I remember what I was going to say. How come he just didn't tell them he got to go to work the next day? Like, I can't make it. Like why didn't he just say that? Like,
because that's not an excuse.
I don't think that's a qualification. That doesn't allow you to not go to jury duty. There's a very select few.
Get out of getting selected because they ask you questions in the room, and you sit down. And he goes, "Hey, and then you answer the questions, and he answered the questions to be there. He agreed to be there.
Right, exactly, and that's why the judge was saying it was his choice.
Yes.
So once you're chosen, you have to report, right? So it's like you sign up and the cases start and they're expecting 12 jurors to show up and you're on this case. Now you're affecting someone else's livelihood because they already tell you they're going to pay for your meal. It's like work doesn't matter. They're going to pay for everything. So
going to work really screwed things up for him.
Exactly. He should have just went to the court. You know what I'm saying? Even though he was late, he could have been 2-3 hours late. Yeah. He still would have went, you know what I'm saying? And they still would have rectified the situation. They probably might have kicked him off, right? But he wouldn't have went through that whole thing. And it's an example to show people, hey, if you got jury duty and you're picked, you need to show up. Because if they kind of like, all right, it was a mistake. No, a lot of people would be doing it.
Yeah.
A lot of people would be doing it.
It's still just wild to me, but like once you get picked for jury duty, you excused from work anyway. So why show up to work when you wasn't even,
Exactly.
And that's why Toya's point is good. In the sense is like, hey, was it a mistake or was it intentional? It goes right back to that. It ties right back into that. And it seems intentional because he was young. You know what I'm saying? That was the best excuse that they could come up with. That works before in the first stage, before you get selected. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got to go to work. And they just like, all right, he's out. You know what I'm trying to say? That works at that stage. But once you're chosen, it doesn't work. So now if my life is dependent on it and I'm going to jail for murder, man, I'm showing up.
Well, he know now.
Yeah, like DCAT just said, once picked, that's it.
You got to get there even if late.
I mean, he is young too. You know, I mean, he's 21, so he's learning the hard way.
They made an example out of that boy.
Definitely.
So
especially it made the news.
You think the punishment was too harsh?
No, I don't.
You're looking over my shoulder for probation.
I mean, it's your civil duty. I mean, it's important.
It's a few bullets. He got to do 150 hours of community service.
$223 fine.
Yeah, and a $223
They really wanted to make a point made.
Right.
Now,
but
you think he made that much money that day by going to work?
Hell
no.
I think he just changed his mind. Like, I don't want to be bothered with this. I'm gonna just go to work. Not knowing that this is gonna happen.
Definitely. But like on the back end, like I keep repeating, at the end of the day, it depends on the severity of the case that's going on.
Yeah. It definitely. A matter of fact, it doesn't really matter because once a case is in court, it's important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's part of your civic duty, and he agreed.
Question: did you guys have to take civics as a requirement in high school?
Yeah.
It wasn't a requirement. It depends on where you were because there was like geography and there's history. There's all kinds of different.
For me, it was we all had to take civics class, and that's where I learned like you do not mess with jury duty. So I'm just wondering if that was something that we all have to go through.
I don't think
that's a good question because this was a question a lot of people were asked, and I can't remember who was asking that question. I can't remember taking it. I did have some honors classes, but
I never took civics.
Yeah, a lot of people said it was down the middle, 50-50.
But when I did U.S. history, I learned a lot in U.S. history. So
it do come in. Yeah, it do come in, and some of it do come in through history. You know,
civics was a great class in the sense that it made us more aware of the government, the different branches. You know, your duties as a citizen.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like this class is more tailored to like, look, once you're a citizen, this is what you need to do. You know, and these are the things that you need to know about the United States. You know.
Yeah.
So, I guess he didn't have that class.
Not everyone, they don't teach it though. Not every place teach it.
No.
Right.
You got, because if you look at it, all depends on I'm going to say all depends on the school that you go to, because yes, certain demographics might get it, some may not, because like you said, yeah, I remember they used to teach it like the different branches of government, and they go into more like, I can't remember the rest of it, but it'll break down a lot of that stuff. So you had to learn.
Like what do the different stripes of the flag mean?
Exactly.
What do the stars mean?
Exactly. Yep.
Just little things like that. What, you know.
Because I remember my science teacher being the civics teacher, and I remember he was like an ex-military guy, but in due to time, P, I see your face, P. Brennan, I'll let you close out. Any final thoughts there
on this whole situation?
Yeah, the whole thing.
I mean, listen. I've been to jury duty. I did take it seriously. You got to really be up for that, man. That coffee gonna come in handy, but it is important to do your civic duty. It's especially people of color. You know, we got to take that seriously because unfortunately, it's so many times where we facing another person that look like us. And then there's other people that don't look like them. It's a jury of your peers. If you're not there for your peers, you're not going to make a difference.
Well said. Well said. Hand it over to Toya. Closing remarks.
Don't make dumb decisions. You know, every decision has a major impact. I think we have to be very careful about what we choose to do. And fortunately, he made a bad choice and he has to suffer for the decision he made.
Definitely. How about you, P?
Well, it's part of your civic duty to the country to serve on a jury. That's part of it. To vote and to serve on a jury. That's your two civic duty as a citizen to the United States. So
definitely.
Does the punishment fit the crime? I think it does.
Yeah.
You know, I think the judge could have went even further depending on the case.
Yep.
You know, because there's a lot of money behind, you know, it could have been. We don't know what the case was about, but I think it would definitely shed a light and let people really understand what jury duty is really about, because a lot of people really don't know. They don't understand what it can and cannot do, or what can it could change things. So he learning the hard way, hey, there's things that's important, and when you agree to something, you're supposed to stand on that.
Exactly, definitely. So in closing, what I'm gonna say is I think it was a good night. Brandon, you missed out on Don Lemon.
I know.
You missed out on Don Lemon. We didn't get into weeds today in religion. We actually had that conversation. I'm gonna wrap this up in the closing. We actually got through this without getting into religion today. We kind of stick on topic, so that was pretty good. We're not scared to get into religion, but this one, last time we got into a little bit of religion, but so that's it. Glad to have you back. All of you guys, Toya, Night. Probably we could get some more females on there, you know. So I'm gonna wrap it up. All right, we're out. Peace.
Peace out.
Right.